Now, the anti-alias function, well, this is going to be something that you're really going to, and I just hit Control D to deselect this, you're really going to want to be aware of when you're working. And the reason why is because if we come over here and we click on this circle, and I'll just zoom back in so that we can see this a little bit up more closely. I'm going to use the space bar to scroll down. You can see that this was made with an anti-aliased selection, and this was made with an aliased selection. So if I go ahead and I just turn on my contiguous option, and then I just come over here and I use my magic wand to select just this blue, like so. And notice that I do have the anti-alias turned on. And I go ahead and I do a fill. So I'm just going to say, well, actually, you know what? I'll switch to white and then I'll do a fill. So edit, fill, and we'll say with current color. Say OK. Now Control D. What you see here is that because of that anti-alias option turned on, we're getting this blue outline. This can be a real problem. And this is the reason why I said you want to be aware of what's going on with that anti-alias outline. So if I go ahead and turn that off, and now I just go ahead and use the spacebar, scroll over, and select this blue, and do an edit, fill, say OK. You can see now that because that was an aliased selection, and I used an alias pixel-based selection, which basically was only paying attention to that hard edge. And of course, we can see this a little bit better if we turn off that smoothing. See how that becomes really obvious when we have the smoothing turned off? So that aliased selection that we made and filled, and then the aliased choice of the wand is going to allow us to have a precise fill that's not going to leave that outer stroke. Now, this becomes doubly problematic when you're, I'll use the spacebar again to scroll over, when you've started with an anti-aliased selection and you're using a aliased magic wand selection. So if I click this and I go ahead and I say edit, fill, you're going to see again that we've got this black line, even though we have an aliased choice here for our wand tool. And the reason why was because the original selection and the original fill of that black circle was anti-aliased. And this can be a real problem because, like I say, it can really confuse you as to why are you getting these halos around your selections that you're not wanting. I created a brush specifically to deal with this problem. It's called the flatter brush. You'll find it under the gouache category. So if I just open this up, you find gouache, you'll find the flatter brush. Now, what the flatter brush does is it basically creates aliased edges. So if I paint, you can see that these are nice hard edges. If I come back here with the magic wand tool and I have the anti-alias turned off and I have my tolerance set to 0, you'll see that I'm able to select just that black and fill it with any color I want to. So if I fill it with white, go edit, fill, fill with current color, and you can see now that there is nothing left of that black. There's no halo. So this is one of the few brushes that you can paint with and create the hard aliased edge that you need so that you can go back later and make pixel-based selections that will not leave these fuzzy halos that are the result of anti-aliasing.